Greetings and salutations, and welcome to another episode of Watch World. If you don't know by now, it's the show about everything and nothing all at the same time. You just never know what you may or may not get. 420 Wild Dragon, Flame On. Good to see you, my Canadian brother. Ohio Grassman, the man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you. Appreciate you checking in, tuning in. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. You know, what is it? Just a Sunday fun day? Press enough buttons in the real world. Figured I'd press enough metaversal buttons. Limbs to limbs. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Oh man, it was a nice day here for the most part. Got out and about this morning. Well, about lunchtime. Got up this morning, went and checked on the gardens and everything, and did a little weeding. And it seemed like the couple afternoon showers we got of rain definitely gave everything a little boost. I think it was Thursday before it started raining. I went out there and gave everything a nice little feed, nice little further, topped everything off. So yeah, that water, that rain we got the last 2 days definitely helped. Weeded the garden, tended to the garden for a little bit this morning, and then rode out to the flea market. Got out and about out there. Man, it was packed. There was people everywhere. People buying, people set up everywhere. Pretty good turnout. And that was about it. I stayed out there and walked around for a couple hours, and shit, about that time it started looking like it was gonna storm, and I forget what time it started raining. It rained at some point. I don't know, maybe probably not even a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half. Nothing severe, just some much needed rain. Much needed rain for sure. Hmm. Damn, you didn't catch nothing. Sometimes just going out and just the act of fishing itself is just relaxing, therapeutic. You know, if you're trying to catch something to eat, is one thing, but yeah, it's definitely therapeutic to me. I ain't been in a while, but I'm gonna get back into it. There you go. Make sure and go over and check out the Asylum playlist for all your late night asylum needs. Go check that out. Nice. Getting pretty deadly. Getting pretty deadly, pretty accurate with them nunchucks. Just be careful out there. Don't nunchuck it too hard. I got you. Yeah, there's some places around here definitely. Uh, they would definitely be catch and release. I definitely probably wouldn't trust eating them, but there's some places I would, but some places no. Too much runoff, too much, just too many facilities too close to those bodies of water. I wouldn't trust them. It would definitely be just a for the fun of it or catch and release type. See what I'm saying? Got to be careful, bro. Got to be careful. Even the nunchuck master must be careful. You know, you don't want to go too deep into nunchuckery. You got to have a proper level of nunchuckosity. Yeah, like going towards downtown, they got these ponds called the brickyard ponds. Maybe at one time before I was born, there was probably a good spot to get out of, but nah, I wouldn't eat nothing that comes out of those ponds. Because right behind them, you got it's nothing but plants. You got a fertilizer plant. Ain't no telling what's getting pumped off or run off from there. And there's like 3 or 4 other little factories and plants. And I know whatever they're pumping out is definitely running straight into there. From the pipes and from whatever they shooting out the top, all that exhaust they shoot from the top, man, it just goes up and comes right back down. Ricky, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Appreciate you checking in, tuning in. Shoot, everything's up. Everything's up. You name it, it's up. Gas went down a little bit, but it's still up. But you know, no particular topics, no particular direction, just a show about everything and nothing, you know. Pretty much viewer guided, viewer directed. Any questions, comments, concerns, opinions, feel free. Ask away. Ask away. Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Some of them places ain't no telling what's in that runoff. It's like, man, it's like that one movie, I don't know when it came out, about this lawyer or somebody that was going and investigating the waterways. I think it was called Dark Waters. Yeah, it's probably something like that, dude. Get to one of them, especially any of those ponds or stuff near an industrial area. Yeah, you want to stay away from there unless that's your only option to eat for that day. I definitely wouldn't advise it. Meat Puppet, greetings, sir. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. You on the road or you stationary? Oh, no doubt. I appreciate that. Yeah, you always have some good conversations, interesting conversations. You definitely have some interesting guests. Yeah, I definitely appreciate tuning in and checking out. Sometimes it's about like here, you never know what you're gonna get. But yeah, shit, keep on doing what you're doing, man. I like it. On the road again. I just can't wait to get back on the road again. Heck yeah. Keep on trucking. Keep on trucking, bro. Don't be texting and driving. When you get to a stationary spot, just let us know. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's got another little afternoon shower today and kind of liking it. I know it ain't gonna last forever, but yeah, these last 3 or 4 days, it's been happening like right at the perfect time. Cools everything off. Yeah, it's probably easy 20 degrees cooler than what it normally would have been. No flooding here in my area, but there was some little surges. There was some Friday. There was some trees and limbs down. Yesterday, in some spots, there was some trees and limbs down. Nothing too severe. I don't think there was no damage or nothing reported. It was just a couple down trees. It might have been a little inconvenience, you know. Yes, sir. Had a great one last Wednesday. Had a great couple tonight. The paranormal show. Oh man, I missed it. The paranormal. Yeah, you definitely have some interesting guests. Uh, let me see. Got to make you a mod so you can drop your links. Uh, Limbs, if you don't mind, grab his channel link and drop it in the chat if you don't mind. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't had anybody on that specializes in investigating the paranormal. I have had some guests on here that are part of the paranormal, I believe. They probably could be investigated or reviewed themselves. They're not the paranormal experts, but I think some of the guests on my show, they may be who the paranormal experts are investigating. It's an interesting dynamic. You know, I have the suspects and you have the experts, Ricky. I like it. It's an interesting dynamic. Oh, there you go. 420. I appreciate that. That's that's Ricky's channel. Definitely go over, check it out, sub up, give him a like. He does. I don't know his schedule right off. I know he does several different lives throughout the week, different topics, different guests. It's never a dull moment. Definitely go over, check it out, give him a shout out, show some love. Appreciate you for the sharing the links. Oh, dude, that's nothing. Anybody that's got a wrench, I don't care. Sling whatever links you got. You know what I mean? It's impossible to watch everything at every moment at any time. You know, somebody's gonna watch something. Somebody's not gonna watch something. You know, that's just how it goes. But yeah, I know a lot of times the links help. You know, no matter uh, however many few or however many people come here, I know sometimes the links help. YouTube's whatever algorithms you may fall in. Even though a lot of us, we may be looking up the same topics, but some algorithms, it's just, you know, we create and build our own algorithms. Sometimes you won't never see it unless somebody shares it or posts a link or something like that. But yeah, it definitely helps out. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, who knows? I might get one of those type of characters, individuals. Who knows? Yeah, it's interesting stuff. They've got people like that here locally. I don't know if they're like, I ain't really looked them up, really, to be honest with you. I ain't dug deeper on them, but I don't know if they're like paranormal experts or they're like more or less like history buffs of paranormal activities. You know, like they may know the history of different activities or different things that might allegedly happen, but they might not be the ones that like go out and study it like your guests may do. But there's people here locally. They do different tours. Because here, Augusta, Georgia, it's got several places that's allegedly haunted, got different histories behind them, stuff like that. Uh, I think still every Saturday they still do a Saturday night tour. They go and whoever signs up to go up to it, I think it can be up to like 20 people at a time. They go and take a tour of downtown Augusta to like it's like 5 or 6 alleged spots of different hauntings, different things that have happened. You know, there's people that said they've seen stuff, they felt stuff, different things like that. Who knows? Uh, I've been to a couple of those locations, never in depth like they take you and show you different things, but nah, I do find it fascinating and interesting, no doubt. There you go. It's how you build a wall. It's how you build an empire, one brick at a time. You know, one brick at a time. But yeah, I don't know. I need to check it out. I might do one of those. Do one of the local tours if they let you record it. You know, they ain't gonna let me record it. I don't know. I might just go with them and see what they're talking about, and then freelance and do my own thing. You know, some people's kind of funny about that. Oh yeah, dude. There's tons, man. From any direction you want to go. You know, I mean, the history and the lore is there from South Georgia and the Okefenokee Swamp to the legends of different ghosts, different spirits, the woman in the red dress, the skunk apes. To you can go travel up to any of the islands, any of the Golden Isles up through the coast of Georgia up to Savannah. Savannah's rich in that type of history. Um, shoot, and you can parallel back anywhere inland, uh, more to the Alabama side. There's all type of stories. You come to Augusta, there's stories. Atlanta, the mountains of North Georgia. Yeah, Stone Mountain, the area of Stone Mountain. Uh, the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones allegedly are no longer here, but I visited them twice, so I can confirm they were a real thing. But yeah, for like I don't know, however many decades the Guidestones was there. Yeah, it was a big tourist thing. People would come there. And it's not really so much paranormal, but when you do go there, well, it's no longer there. But when you did go there, when I went there, you do kind of feel like I don't know. It's not like a something's off feeling, but you feel something. It just kind of feels weird. It's out in the middle of nowhere, you know. Uh, who knows? It might have just been something that was in my head. Uh, just actually visited them, but who knows? There you go. That is tolerable here. That is one of the few things we can and can't allow. Oh yeah, the headless horsemen. Yeah, dude. As soon as it happened, and I can't confirm it. I couldn't get actual documentation, but I could have swore that before the Guidestones went down, they had already declared online that they were down. I remember that night when it happened. I think it happened like allegedly at like three something in the morning, like 3:33 in the morning, something like that. But that hours before and that night before, I could have swore I was looking up some things and it showed that the Guidestones were down. And I clicked another link and it redirected me to the WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks was saying that the Guidestones was down. I'm thinking, man, this is some weird stuff, you know? And then went to sleep on it, didn't think nothing else about it. And then boom, that next morning, it was kind of everywhere. Different news articles, news flashes, all the conspiracy theorists and the truth circles were talking about it, you know? The Guidestones have fallen. Yeah. They tried to blame it. I forgot what kind of car it was, like a Kia Soul or some type of little rinky dink car with this little person that looked like they had the body build of a 12-year-old soccer player with a hoodie on. Yeah, that story vanished about as much as any credibility as it ever had. And like now, they say when if you try to even here when you try to look out or try to call in and find out what happened to it or what they did with all the debris, they say that it all went to the Elberton because that's where it is in Elberton, Georgia. It all went to the Elberton Granite Museum, which all the granite that was used to make that came from right down the road in Elberton, Georgia. It's one of the biggest granite deposits in the world. I don't know if it still is, but at one time it was, and that's where they got the stones to do it. And if you call up there or you try to get in contact with anybody, that's what everybody says. They say that the any remnants and remaining pieces of the Guidestones are in possession of the Elberton Granite Museum. There you go. You have a blessed night, Limbs. Get you some rest. You got to conquer Monday. Monday's waiting on you. It ain't going nowhere. I don't know what's on the property now. There wasn't nothing. There wasn't anything before. All there was just a little a gate you drive through, a parking lot, the Guidestones, and then they had like a couple cameras, a couple little rinky dink like 1980 mall cameras up on some poles when you went there. When I went there, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just put up a gravestone. Maybe they put up a granite gravestone. R.I.P. Georgia Guidestones. It really wouldn't even. It ain't but a maybe an hour and a half. It's probably an hour and a half. uh, north of where I am, northwest. But I forgot what year we went up there last time. It was like it was that midnight train to Georgia. It's a little bit early tonight, but let's see, it's 2006 now. I can't remember. Yeah, that was over. It had to have been a decade ago. Yeah, that was like 2014, 2015. The last time we went up there. Mr. Buster G. Good to see you, Mr. G. Mr. G in the house, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, every state's got their history, their places. But yeah, Georgia's definitely got their hands full. Yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. It wouldn't be a live broadcast if the Wi-Fi didn't try to act up on you. There we go. Check, check, mic check. Make sure they didn't kick us out of interwebs. Oh man, the entire command central's crashing. Going into DEFCON 5, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. Be alert. All right. I don't never know how long it takes after the Wi-Fi does what it does. Yeah, it ain't even hot out here tonight. I don't know what's going on. Must be a system overload. That could be a thing too. I know they're always tweaking and doing different things with the internet, but I think it's just so many different devices, so many things on a certain grid, whatever it may be. Cell towers, however that type of operates, you know. But yeah, people talk about the electrical grid crashing during the summer. I don't think the internet or certain things like that. I mean, it could crash in total, but you definitely see a strain on certain things like that. I don't know if it's possible, but yeah, you could even see a surge somehow, like a some type of voltage could interfere. You could definitely see a surge, cable wires, anything like that. Anything electrical like that could carry a surge. Shoot, I remember when Hurricane Helena came through, man. Shoot, they was giving the Starlink boxes, the whole Starlink package. They was giving them things away, man. They had I don't know who was behind it. It wasn't I don't it wasn't Red Cross. 'Cause if it was Red Cross, they would have had their logo everywhere. I forget who it was, but yeah, they was giving out Starlinks, and if you couldn't get to go out to get a Starlink, you could call. They had these numbers you could call in and get you a Starlink. Uh, I ended up getting me one. I still got one, but I ain't never used it. They ain't never unboxed it or nothing. But I don't think that was all by accident neither. You know, they were just looking for a reason or whatever. whatever the disaster or whatever the situation would have been, they would have pushed them wherever it would have been, regardless. Yeah, shoot. After Helena, everybody and their mama had a Starlink. I don't know how much it is to run one. I got all the equipment and everything. I ain't really ever looked in to see how much something like that would be. You still got to have a power source. You can use it at home, but if you took it out and about, you'd have to have a power source. I mean, I got generators and stuff, but if somebody didn't have a generator, yeah, it wouldn't do them no good if they didn't have it at the house. Some type of generator or uh, some type of solar bank, solar panel type system that could just power it up. And then the little, whatever little antenna, it just looks like a little, hell, it looks like a little solar panel itself. It ain't hardly nothing to it. Just a little stand. You just stand outside, shows you where to put it for the best signal, and you're good to go. It's probably one of them things. It's probably different state to state. 'Cause I went into the store the other day looking to get a new phone, and I was telling the guy what kind of phone I had, and asked him what did they have newer in the models, or if they had anything like this. And he was giving me all the different prices and stuff like that. He was telling me, I don't know how long it's been like that. It might have been like that for a while, but he said the prices change. He said the prices that you pay for a phone, just for the phone itself, change state by state. He said, uh, and that don't even count, different state like taxes or fees or whatever they may do. But he was telling me that, yeah, the price of phones is different state by state. I said, that's crazy. I said, I guess it meshes with everything else. Everybody's got their own QR code. Everybody have a price tailored for them. You know, mm, something to cheer about. But yeah, he told me what it was to buy in Georgia and what it was around the different states, and I was like, all right. I think Carolina might have been a few dollars cheaper. I don't know how that worked out. I don't know how they were cheaper, but I'm like, that little bit of difference, yeah, that don't make no difference. I'll just buy it here and be done with it. I ain't fixing to blow out $10 worth of gas just to save $5. It ain't that serious. But now the phone I got is it's decent. And it does everything I needed to do, but it's just time. It's time for another one. Second generation Obama phone lasted as it had a good life, you know. But yeah, it's time to level up. Get me something different. Got to get the new 7G compatible Galaxy. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be some crazy price, like 700-800 bucks. No, I think it was like with activation and all, it's like a couple $100. And I was like, all right, thought it was a joke. But bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I will be right back. All right. While we wait, we must hydrate. Oh man, that was a close call. Greatly underestimated my hydration level. They got us sending everybody into a early coma, or everybody just self dehydrated. Andy, good to see you. I hope all is well. Oh, Bonnie's coming in here all wrecked. What you doing, Bonnie? No, 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 no. She's pocket dialing people. She's deleting comments. Oh, nice, nice. Good to hear. Yeah, I know. Moving whether you want to or you don't want to is definitely tough. Hopefully everything is going as smooth as possible. Yeah, I'll be doing the same here not too long myself. Probably this time next year I'll be in a different location, different place, different setup. But won't be too bad. It ain't really too far. But yeah, it'll definitely be the start of something new, something great. It's gonna be better than even I could have imagined it. Budget survival dad, good to see you, sir. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. It's just peachy over here, just peachy. If I was doing any better, you'd have to call me Mr. Cobbler. You know, that may be offensive and a little weird. I don't think I can handle it. Yeah, same area, uh, just a little bit more south. Back on some family property. Uh, it hasn't been lived on in years. It's kind of been looked after, but yeah, fortunately, unfortunately, it just kind of fell in my lap to be the tendee, be the taker care of her. So it's going to be nice. At one time, it had uh, different farms and different things out there, different gardens out there. Nothing like how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have my gardens, but it's going to be a lot more. I'm definitely going to focus a lot more on different fruit trees, things like that, fruits, because I have the space and the room to expand for that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, but it's going to be worth it though. Didn't really have much planning or really much time, but it just kind of fell into my lap. So it is what it is. It'll take a little time, but it'll get there. I like it because it's far enough out that it's not really developed to a certain level. There's no neighborhoods or anything. The houses that are out there are just like people that own the property, own the land around there. Uh, but then again, it's close enough. I'm close enough to get back in if anything's going on. Need to get back into town or something. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. It's far enough out. I ain't got to be bothered. But if I want to be bothered, I can get into something. Anthony, good to see you, sir. Hope all is well. Oh, shit. I know. I can't wait. It's going to be a different type of busy. It's going to be nice, though. It's going to be nice. One day at a time, one step at a time. You know, ultimately, there's a one giant end goal that we'd like to see, but we just got to break it down. You know, short-term goals, small goals. You know, just keep eating away at it slowly but surely. Yeah, there ain't no telling what used to be out there because uh, not on that particular property, but I remember as a kid used to go back there and just kind of like follow the creek down and just kind of see where it went. I remember I found quite a few like different arrowheads and different uh, I don't know. It may have been like a piece of like a pottery or something. Who knows? It's hard to tell. I mean, never really had it looked at professionally, but I still got all that stuff put up. But I don't know. Somebody that studied that type of stuff or knew more about it, they could definitely tell you. You know, you could just have a piece of a pottery or something. They probably can break it down and tell you. Um, if nothing else, they could associate it with the arrowheads. If nothing else, I mean, I know different cultural, different historical aspects, but when it comes down to certain items like that, you know, definitely takes a certain eye. Red, good to see you, Red. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. There you go. You right. They're gonna be rolling. They're gonna get rolled. Better have that arm and hammer roll ready. That quadruple ply. You need some of that four ply. Don't be coming in here with that two ply nonsense, thinking you're gonna be the quicker picker up around here. Ain't none of that. Prepper 101. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Oh man, you know, just a whole lot of nothing. It's kind of a Sunday reflection. Ain't really followed no news or nothing really, I guess, since the 4th of July, since the 250. So I don't know. Maybe it's been kind of quiet. I ain't really heard nothing going on. So maybe it's the quiet before the storm. Who knows? It's supposed to be storming here all week. That's what the weatherman says. He says it's going to be a great week for umbrella. What do you say? Umbrella salesmen and ducks. He said just be prepared to have your poncho ready. Shoot, I could only hope so. That'll just make for an easy work week. A lot of inside work. Sometimes the days fly by like that. Like a good rainy day, and we got to do like a trim out and install devices. Oh man, that's like the other day. Shoot, I'm putting in. I'm putting in outlets. Before I knew it, shoot, I had them blowed through 50 outlets. I ain't have no more outlets to put in, so just started putting in lights, putting up ceiling fans. That's when it started storming and lightning, and I said, "No, I ain't playing that game." But yeah, as long as I'm staying busy doing something like that, the day just melts away. Especially if the contractor's got all the lights there, and they've got all the lights laid out where they go and stuff like that. Oh shoot. I'll start in one bedroom and put in every device, every light in there, and just go bedroom to bedroom. Don't leave out of the bedroom until everything's installed. That way you ain't got to backtrack. You ain't got to double guess. You already know you done did it all. Everybody does it different. There's some people I do, they'll just run around and put up all the ceiling fans and stuff, and that's cool. But you know, try to have somewhat of a controlled chaos environment. Good to see your budget survival dad. There you go. Your dad's favorite budget survivalist. Barry Freeland, good to see you. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Yeah, that's what the weatherman threatened us with earlier. He said there's a chance of rain all this week, civilians. Stand by and stay alert. That's what he told us. Phil R., good to see you, sir. Hope all is well. Yep, Graham in South Carolina. Rest in peace. It's crazy. Yeah, I forgot that was in the news cycle. We just started getting ready, started getting on a 2K new townhomes. It's much easier than doing amazing structures, giving up a free crap with these walls. No doubt. Hmm. Yeah, here in my area, doing electrical, man. I know, like service calls, like people that, calling you into your house to do certain projects or fix certain things. I know that side. Uh, that side's down, which is expected. It's summertime. The kids is home. Uh, Most people don't really want a lot of people coming in and out of their house unless it's an emergency, like I don't know, some outlets don't burn up, and that's where the kid plays the video game or the computer, or something goes wrong with the AC. You know, then just money wise, the kids is home. People's doing vacations or whatever else they're doing with whatever little bit of money they got. But like projects, like these people that's building these homes and commercial projects, shoot, they ain't slowed down. They keep going. Of course, well, that's where the money's at. But yeah, we've been plugging right along, building new homes. Shoot, we got about 4 homes right now that's ready for us to ready to be wired up. I mean, shit, we're backed up. Shit, we're at least about 6 weeks out on projects. But service calls, shoot, they're wide open. Lady Smith, good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. Hope you're doing well. There you go. Make sure you go check out your dad's favorite budget survivalist. Make sure you go check him out and see everything that he's got going on. The budget survival dad. I like the handle. It's to the point, short, sweet, and to the point. Man, I mostly do service calls, but it works better as a hesitant to go back full time. But 2K new units, yeah, yeah, 2,000 new units. Shoot, yeah, you're gonna be busy for a while. Yeah, yeah, especially depending on what your trade is. Plumber, painter, electrician, carpenter, framer. You can get linked in with one of these like these real estate properties. Different people that's got like a couple hundred properties or a couple dozen properties or whatever. Yeah, you get linked in with one of them, man, and you just do work for them. They'll keep you busy for a while. Most of them so used to having shoddy work done that you do one or two good jobs for them, dude. They won't let you go nowhere else. You know what I mean? They'll have your whole book filled up with jobs. Bonnie slinging links, everybody. Be careful. Duck your heads and lift up your feet. It's like playing jump rope around here when she's slinging links. Make sure you go check out Red Pill. Go check out Red Pill. He's got all type of content, uh, all type of good stuff. Ooh, sorry about that. There you go. There's his other channel, Lyrics by Ken. Definitely go over there and get your musical fixation in. Go over there, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, show a little support, you know. Just do the thing, you know. I'm doing electrical and got a buddy coming in to do the plumbing. I deal with rental properties right now, but I'm helping people connect and still. See, there you go. Yeah, you got it locked in, dude. Just put your little crew together and you just let them handle it out. You just supervise everybody, you know. You do the electrical, you get somebody to do a little bit of everything, dude. Get your little crew rolling. Shoot, I could eat up some summertime money. Especially if your area is like my area, dude. We'll go through like, dude, ain't no lie. The company I work for, dude, we'll probably go through 15, 20 people before we get like one or two that might work out for X amount of time, you know. They might stick through a month, they might stick through 2 months, but most of them don't make it 90 days. And I don't know. It's just most of the work really ain't too difficult, you know. Especially if it's new construction, everything's wide open. You're just pulling wires, you know. I mean, it's the simplest thing about you can do. And also it's teaching you everything. It's showing you how everything works, you know. Before you have to go do a service call, you already see uh how the whole theory of how wires and stuff works, from switches to outlets to your panel box to, you know, at home runs and everything like that. But dude, I don't know. It's crazy. Blue Butterfly, good to see you. Hope all is well. Could be. I always find these things interesting, you know. I can see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent in all things, but interesting times for sure. Interesting times. Mama said there'd be days like this, there'd be days like this. Oh, oh. Mama did say there would be days like this, didn't she? See, Mama wasn't so crazy after all. Yeah, I used to think that every time I was doing something sneaky, I'm like, yeah, my mom would never know. Shoot, looking back now, psh, dude, I look like a schmuck. There was no way that she didn't know, you know? Uh, you wrong, Colonel Sanders. Mama say the alligator's ornery because he got all them teeth and ain't got no toothbrush. You're wrong. Nah, my grandma was smart about stuff like that. Like, uh, she was smart, man. She knew about everything. Like, she was, I don't know. Like, she would have probably ever went on Jeopardy. She would have probably been like, she would have been a champion. She was just smart. She knew about a lot of different topics, subjects. Uh, Man, she knew everything there was about birds. There wasn't a bird that didn't land in her yard that she couldn't tell you everything about it, or airplanes. Uh, but she was good with like numbers and stuff like that. But she worked her whole life uh, in the banking system. She retired from the bank, but she was good with numbers and stuff like that, and she could see certain trends. And I guess from just coming up poor from nothing and just from a certain area, just seeing trends and stuff like that, she was good with that type of stuff. Um, yeah, different type of people, different times, you know. I think that's what kind of kept her mind sharp, you know, kept her mind going. I always think about, man, I wish I'd had a tape recorder back then. You can remember some times and stuff, but man, there was so many different stories. Man, I wish I could have had the idea to just have a tape recorder, just record everything. It's a weird generation, a weird time, that weird time shift just from uh, coming up in the 90s and then the Y2K to now, you know. I guess it's just the access of having everything. Before that, it was just a home video recording or something. Then boom, it was just the instant shift. People went from recording nothing to people started recording everything. Everything got recorded. So much so, it's just, you know, we record everything, even sleeps. You could probably look it up on YouTube right now. It's probably like 1,001 live sleep streams right now with probably 1,200 people watching, going nuts. You know, it's crazy. There's that weird void. You know, from like Y2K to the smartphones to just like nothing, and then boom, everything. Or even just the physical, just the whole stuff. You know, the physical, everything went into the cloud. Everything, all the photo albums, all your music albums. You know, a book full of CDs. I guess coming up in the 90s, that's what my generation had. We had the book full of CDs, you know, the Summer Mix 2000, the Y2K Summer Break Mix. But yeah, all that went into the cloud, you know. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Going to the Emerald Isle. I have no feeling to go to the beach in September if they love the ocean, but not the feeling. Mm, can't make these type of things up. The Emerald Isle. Hmm. You're definitely not in Kansas anymore, Mary. Does sound nice though. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I did get to meet one of my great grandparents, my grandma on mom's side, but I was still young. I probably was between 7 and 8. You know, definitely didn't have no ideas of recording nothing in. But yeah, oh yeah, she would talk about some stuff, man. She had to seen some stuff. You know, she was like one of them Annie Oakley type memas. You know, you definitely wasn't getting over one on her. I promise you. If you definitely was gonna be toting one, you definitely would have known that you had to run across her. That's for sure. Somebody would have known something and got a hold of you. She was tough and old school, but man, you come into your house, she'll fix you up something to eat. Always had like some fresh biscuits or something like that going. Yeah, she was sharp. She lived to be, I forget how old. She lived to be close to 100. If she didn't live to be 100 years old, she was right there at it. 98, 99. I can't remember. But yeah, she was still sharp then. The mind is an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. Oh yeah, a friend of mine. That's where he just went down to. He went down to Destin for the 4th of July weekend down there on Crab Island. Oh man, he sent me some pictures and some videos. Man, it looked nice. Just crystal clear water out there in the little Crab Island. I forget how many boats he said it was probably out there, but it was a lot of boats. It was boats as far as you could see in any direction, but uh, everybody had just enough room. You know, if you had to get in and out of there, it'd be tough to get out of there, but you could. But yeah, they said Destin. He goes down there every year. He got family down there, all down there in Florida. He goes down there every year. I think they got like ain't no telling. They probably got a house down there, a condo or something. But he said that was the most people he's ever seen down there, which I imagine, you know, Uh, the America 250 hype. Probably have people that ain't been out celebrated the 4th of July since COVID. You know what I mean? They forgot all about 4th of July. They was like, the hell with it. 250, we doing it. You know? I mean, I ain't never been to Pensacola. I've been outside of it. I've been down there, Panama City a few times. Somewhere along the lines, I don't know. I got to ask my mom. We used to go down to Florida sometimes as a kid during the summer. And allegedly, I guess this was some Kim people. I don't know, but I got to look into it. But man, they had a pretty good sized property. They had orange trees. Whenever we left, we always left with like tons of oranges, man. Half of the trunk would just be filled up in oranges. Looked like we was doing something illegal, you know? Think about it now, yeah. What are you doing with these illicit oranges, you know? Did you pay your state tax on all these illicit oranges? Now, I gotta ask my mom. I forget the whole story with them people, but yeah, there was a lot of summers we used to go down there, spend like a week or so down there. Oh man, I loved it. I can't remember the town or where it was at. I don't know. I know once we made it to the Florida line, it still seemed like we rode for a good minute. But yeah, I got to dig a little bit deeper and find out where that was at. Tribe, good to see you, sir. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. I think you're still a Floridian. I think you still got the Floridian in you. If you're tired of all these random chiefs thinking that they could just go live and talk about nothingness, you know, like these Watts life characters, make sure you go over and check out the entire tribe. Not just the entire tribe, but the tribe. Show them some love. Tell them the Lollipop Guild sent you. Mm. Oh, that's hard. Yeah, family heirloom trees. Now look at the current state of the Florida citrus. You know, I seen this one documentary with this guy. I can't remember if he still had orange trees or if he ever did, but he bought up a bunch had a bunch of property, and for the last, I don't know, I think he said the last 10, 15 years he's been cultivating and developing avocado orchards or avocado trees. I don't know if they're called orchards, but yeah, he said he kind of saw that swing or that shift in certain things, but I guess it kind of makes sense, you know. I don't know how long it takes for one to mature and develop and get a product, get some fruit off of it, but yeah, it's crazy. Uh oh. See, that's the beautiful things that may or may not happen here. We found, you know, long lost kin, people, you know, father and son duos. It's been an amazing adventure, you know. We'll take all the credit we can get, you know. We got a better rate than 23 and Me. You know what I mean? I think they shut them clowns. I think they shut them clowns down anyway. Okay, South Florida is full of avocados. Okay, hell yeah. Yeah, dude, they would never let me be mayor, dude. I'd plant trees and stuff like that wherever they would grow, whatever could grow. Yeah, they wouldn't let me in the mayor house. It's too radical. It's too radical to plant something that you can eat. Yeah, yeah, I've heard the Daytona stories. Never been down to Daytona myself, but yeah, I've definitely heard the stories. There you go. Yeah, Daytona. It's definitely got its history. Oh yeah, shoot. You can imagine you could see anything you wanted to see and didn't want to see at any given bike week. Shit, it don't matter what decade you want to go to. I imagine now it's a lot different though. It's a different shift. You might have a lot of people that just show up to the type of events that don't even have a bike or no association. They're just showing up because it's Daytona. You got 50 Priuses and 1,000 mopeds just pulling up. You think it's a moped convention. It's too much. Well, I could imagine. I could imagine. I could win the biggest lottery known to man, and I would never think about a motorcycle. They're cool, but no. Nowadays, with these type of drivers, dude, don't nobody respect them. Shoot, they'll try to run you off the road and not even know it. They're having a midlife crisis, then spilt their Starbucks coffee, and they done ran you right off the road, didn't even know it or acknowledge it. It's crazy. But no, I have family members, different people like that. Just rode motorcycles, got motorcycles. Hell, my uncle, he rode all across the country on a motorcycle. Well, he's crazy like that. It's like the Forrest Gump of motorcycle riding. You just get to a place and just kept on riding. There you go. Got to get some live footage, Bunny. You got to get us some documentation of this bike rally. You got to see what it's looking like. What's the turnout? Nice. Dude, sometimes that's all you can hope for in life, dude. Just get a little glimpse of a gang of housewives on some Harleys. See what I'm saying? Gets the people wondering, gets the people questioning. I like it. It's never my luck, though. I don't have that type of luck. Not this evening. Maybe tomorrow. Next week, it's going to be totally different. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. That's all we could hope for, Bonnie. That's all we could hope for. Oh, no, the beach ain't going nowhere. If anything, they say the beach is getting closer. So, if anything, your chances and odds of seeing the beach is going up, really. Your odds are getting better and you don't even know it. You know, they say the beaches are eroding away. It's getting closer. Who knows? You may have some beach property near you soon. I was camping near the beach here in the train, realizing no train tracks. Then I realized it was bike week. Oh, hell no. Yeah. You get that unexpected rolling thunder. You know what I mean? Like, who the heck are these smucks? Let's see here. Well, I've rambled about absolutely nothing long enough, I reckon. But, nah, nah, Blue, you just hang in there. You too, Ken. Shoot, you might have some beachfront property soon. I know Alabama ain't got much coastline, but they might have some more soon. Just stand by. You ain't factored in Super El Nino and Godzilla yet. Shoot, them two joint forces, dude. Oh man, might have to evacuate. Oh yeah, 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 no doubt. Yeah, if you can do that type of lifestyle and ain't got no problem camping and got your setup, yeah, no doubt. Everything's clean, your own gear, ain't no checkout time. That's the same way. If I go camping, yeah, I want to have full access. I ain't got to worry about getting in, going to no boat dock, going to nothing like that. I got the water right there, everything I need. I want to go fishing, I can. If I'm not, I don't have to. Let's see here. Oh, we got all type of chaos in the background. Let's see what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by, and stay alert. Meat puppet, ladies and gentlemen.
What you know, Mr. Watt? By the way, if you want to, what you should do, if you want to do all that fishing or have an option and be close to the water, you should buy a cabin that's right next to a lake. And then if you want to fish, you just walk down your front yard and go fishing.
There you go. I might do that. I might get a cabin by the lake.
It's a little pricey, but depending on where your cabin is and the lake is, it could be nice and peaceful, potentially.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Modern Camping, they got everything. Even in my area, they got it all. They got the yurts. They got all different type of different people that's got different camping experiences set up down the Savannah River.
Well, yeah, no, but yeah. I mean, I meant more like the way you mentioned it, like sell your house, you buy a cabin that's right next to a lake or close to a lake, and then you can just fish whenever you wanted to. Or you can sit out on the wraparound porch and stare out at the water.
Could be. Sometimes fishing is just one of those things I just talk about doing. I always say I'm going to get around to it, but I will get around to it again eventually. But if I get the cabin by the lake, it will force me, because I'm living by the lake.
Right. Well, I used to do a bunch of fishing on a regular basis, but then I started trucking, and so now I don't fish nearly as much as what I used to.
I'm just sell everything and just retire. The heck with it. Talk me into it. You're dang right. Porches are important.
Absolutely. A good wraparound porch with a nice view, absolutely important.
Oh, yeah. I love to have a wraparound porch. Ultimately, yeah, that's what I like to have.
Sit out there in the morning, drink your coffee.
But
have breakfast out on the porch.
Yo, yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like an alien spacecraft, full wraparound porch, everything lit up.
Yeah.
Future. Oh. You don't know if you're coming or going. You just got to get there.
Right. I'm out here playing in traffic in good old Crashville.
Get an Amishville wood cabin for the lake. Yeah, I've seen that, the different kits and different things you could get. Yeah. I could definitely do something like that, and I'll just wire it up myself.
By the way, random thought. Did you hear about the flooding down southwest of St. Louis? There was a bunch of flooding down there.
Yeah.
Lesterville, I think was the name of the town. There was a bunch of catastrophic flooding down there where they had to send in boats and choppers to go rescue people.
Yeah, I hadn't did a deep dive or dug any deeper on it, but yeah, when I went live last night, I forget somebody was telling us about it.
Yeah, down in Lesterville, it's like an hour and a half or two southwest of St. Louis.
Yeah, it was crazy. I forget how many feet or how many inches they said they got within us. It was a crazy amount of rain.
It was a lot. I saw a video on it was W77.
Sherry, that's what it was. Yeah, Sherry was telling us about it. But Sherry, she lives in I think she lives in Missouri. But yeah, of course, this took place in yeah, would you say outside of St. Louis, near St. Louis?
2 hours southwest of St. Louis. It's a town called Lesterville.
Lesterville, there you go. It's crazy.
I'd originally seen it. The only reason I even heard about it is W77's channel had posted about it. He put a short little video.
Yeah, they're completely saturated. They've gotten over 30-something inches since February. It's not because it's dry and it don't have nowhere to go. It's just because that area is completely saturated and it ain't got nowhere to go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, from what I saw in the video and a few pictures since the video, it's got it was just all kinds. The aerial view just showed just a bunch of flooded. The river overflowed its banks and flooded up to the base of the trees.
Yeah, I think I follow
Uh,
that channel, Dabu7. Yeah, I think
yeah,
I seen some of his
W77.
videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, that's the reason I even heard about that the flooding like that is because I don't I don't listen to a lot of news or as I refer to them talking heads anymore. But if I want news, I'll look up an article or catch some YouTube channels that'll spit out a little bit of news information here and there with current events. But other than that, I pretty much ignore the news anymore.
I
But
just block them. I block all the newses.
yeah, pretty much.
Now I'm just getting Colombian and Brazilian news. That's all they give me now. I'm like, dang, what the heck's going on now? Went from everything to nothing.
Well, hell, what was it? I know Cuba got all their power shut off a few days back.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing thing with them. Hey,
Uh, and apparently, Lindsey Graham died yesterday or day before.
yeah, I seen that. R.I.P. Lindsey Graham.
Well, it's sad he died, I guess, but I don't trust politicians. They're all corrupt anyway. So,
Nah, I don't trust none of them myself. No Lindsey Graham. Hey, well, guess that'll be what's being talked about or covered the next couple of days until something else happens. You know,
yep, pretty much until the next crazy
till
event happens.
the alien disposal happens, or the zero or the anti-gravity, non-gravity event happens. Whatever happens first, I don't know.
Uh, I I heard one crazy report on I think it was either Instagram or YouTube Reels. Apparently, there's a new STD that when you catch it gives you explosive diarrhea. So instead of going to Taco Bell to get your explosive diarrhea, you can now get it through STDs.
Nice. I
Apparently.
appreciate that.
Well,
Just one,
sometimes you're just not in the mood for tacos, and so you just get it that way, I guess.
mm, just one more thing to put on the list of things to worry about. You know what I mean? Dang, just had
Yep.
to go and create that one. Just wasn't
Well,
enough, you know.
between the inflation and the
I
corrupt
thought you were about to. I
politicians and
thought you said something about AI. I thought you were about to say it was an AI transmitted STD. Now that would have been a good breaking news.
no.
An AI transmitted STD? Oh, dude, that'd have freaked the public out, bro.
No, the AI is working on trying to take everything over while a handful of factories make a bunch of AI powered robot sex dolls and maid that could be anything from a maid to a lover uh, uh, for like, I don't know, what was it, 15, 20 grand or something stupid.
Allegedly, T minus 31 days left until the mass event, non-event.
What mass event?
Where will you be in 31 days, my friend?
31 days? I'll probably either be at home or I'll be out running the highways. What's allegedly supposed to happen in 31 days?
The alleged zero gravity, no gravity event.
That's another Y. My assumption is it'll be another Y2K BS. A big everybody will
Yeah,
make a big fuss and it won't shit happen and
that's what I'm
life will
thinking.
move
Kind of
on.
underwhelming.
Yeah. But that's my 2 cents anyway. I think it'll be a big nothing burger.
I did pick that as the Illuminati card deck ultimate trifecta. So I'll probably be using the stick that day, you know. No, I'm just kidding. It'll probably be pretty underwhelming.
Yep, that's my guess. Another underwhelming nothing burger. I'll be out at work, probably running the highways or getting ready to go home for some time off, maybe.
It probably won't affect your pocket. I don't think it'll be widespread. I think it'll be isolated. Let's see here.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, man, we got. Let's see here. There we go.
What's up, Watt?
What's going on, buddy? What you got for us?
Yeah,
Is this Bob Barker?
Just watch this and no, this is Lindsey Graham. This was like his little last
Okay. Let's see what he's got to say.
He did.
Senator Lindsey Graham died mysteriously after visiting a drone facility in Kiev. Here is the last speech that he has on record. Check this out.
I'm pleased to announce, as of about 30 minutes ago, we've reached agreement with the White House on a version of the Russian sanctions bill that they will support. It means it's going to become law. So when I get back to Washington, I'm going to go with Senator Blumenthal to the Republican and Democratic leader to see if we can find time to move this Russian sanctions package that would give tools to President Trump to help end this war.
I'm not a big fan of Senator Lindsey Graham by any means, but he doesn't look like the kind of man that was going to die of a mysterious illness the next day. And of course, it could be anything. It could be not related to his meeting at all. It could be not related to what he said in that video, but it's suspicious.
Well, allegedly it was a coronary heart attack or something to that effect. It is the alleged cause of death.
Coronary dissection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say. But I mean, he was just there. He was just over there in Kyiv.
You say coronary dissection?
Did he was?
Yes.
Yeah, it's where like a split
we used
in
to
your
dissect
aorta.
things in biology class.
It's like
No,
when
that's
your
the
artery
frog.
splits
Why?
open and blood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I
he did-
remember dissecting frogs.
Like you said, he just came back from Kiev. So
But how did he get back so quick? Is what I'm wondering. I mean,
he hopped on a private plane probably and flew back.
Oh yeah, top flight, G7.
Well, because all these senators, they come in not wealthy, and then they spend 20 years in there, and they're multimillionaires and making all kinds of money.
that's why there needs to be term limits for Congress, just like presidents.
Yep, two, no more than 2 terms for both houses of Congress.
Yeah, you got people in there that are lifers.
They should do that for the governors too. No more than 2 terms.
Oh yeah, I agree. Don't need these people to spend their whole life in there.
Oh damn it! Now there's 4 people up here.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah,
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
oh yeah, we're definitely going to pay attention to the guy behind the curtain. Absolutely.
Pulling all the strings.
Greetings. Hope everyone's doing well tonight.
We're
We
doing
try
great.
to.
I'm
Welcome back.
out playing in traffic with all the stupid people.
Yeah, you're right. They want us to retire at 70, 75, but they keep moving the goalposts farther and farther away.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah, it'll be 100 by the time I get up there, dude. You had to be in the Century Club.
And I remember seeing something a little while back about them taking. It was going to be, I can't remember if it started in 2027, but it was going to be, Social Security is going to be about $500 less for each person.
What's
They
the
just want
average
our
amount?
money.
What's the
I was gonna
what's the
say,
average amount they pay out now for Social Security? Or it just depends.
Not a lot.
I don't know. I was always under the impression it was based on how much you contributed over how many ever years of work. But I was under the impression that
I
Social
think-
Security's been bankrupt since like 1929.
Dang.
Yeah. I think when I went into on the little calculator on the Social Security thing, it shows mine would be around $1,800 or $1,900 a month.
I think the last time I checked mine, which I had a letter, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, they said if by at that time it would have been like $900 and some dollars a month worth of Social Security. Of course, I've been working steadily since then, so it may have gone up. I haven't checked lately.
Well, that makes sense. If the average SSI is $1,000 a month, yeah, they're just gonna cut it in half. Take 500.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're gonna do. They want to starve everybody to death.
Yeah.
That's why they're
They want you to eat all the lab grown meat first, and then you can.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're making all the fruits seedless, so that way you can't have the seeds to save to plant your own gardens.
Yeah. Just go find your nearest Amish community. They got plenty of seeds.
Oh yeah.
And
I
the
was
seeds
telling my
they
wife
got
the other day, I said, man,
it'd be better than what
I was
you
like,
get
man,
in the store.
to my wife, I said, man, a good watermelon would sound good. And what did she bring home? I said, I'm not eating it. So she brings home a seedless watermelon. I said, if I'm gonna eat a watermelon, I want the seeds.
Right.
Yeah. I know,
Save
right?
save all as you can, blue butterfly. I can't believe the price of packets of seeds. I remember you used to get them for like $2 per dollar. They're up to like $3 a pack now, and there's barely anything in the package.
Yep. Yeah, that's well, hell, milk used to be like $2 a gallon. Now it's like what, $5?
Yeah.
Most places. I mean, it's just the cost of transportation has gone up, and so now they pass since it costs the truck drivers more to haul it from A to B. They charge more money at the store.
They want us all to eat Soylent Green.
Yummy.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. I'll stick to the real thing.
Me too. I'm even afraid to buy meats in the store because I'm afraid of like, is this lab grown or is it actually?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Full steam ahead.
About the only way to avoid that is just go to your local butcher shop or meat locker.
Unfortunately, our local butcher shop closed because of all the restrictions they wanted to put on them. All the red tape they had to jump through.
Yeah, no surprise there. Which then leaves you just go find your local farmer, you buy a cow or half a cow and take it over to the meat locker and process it.
There you go.
These nuts ain't lab grown. That's it.
That's it.
Right.
That's all you could hope for. You definitely don't want a lab grown pair of nuts, you know? Or would that be a test tube baby or would that be a clone?
Hard to say.
Yeah, it's too dark, too deep.
Either one.
I mean, Wing Nut was talking about a dozen of eggs. Yeah, I mean, you remember a little while back when they jumped real high.
Yeah.
What was that? Last year, they went up to like, I think around here they went up close to $7 a dozen. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
I mean, they're back down now, but you know, it could happen again. So I'm glad I've got friends that have chickens and I can go get eggs from them.
Yeah, I was gonna say just make a couple of friends who's got a bunch of chickens and just go get eggs from them.
They taste a lot better too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you happen to live near an Amish community, you definitely go get the eggs and stuff like that from them.
Yeah, no doubt. Get it while you can get it. Get into it and learn about it while you still can.
Well,
Even
because I mean, like I said, just depending on where, if you happen to be near an Amish community, if you need seeds or eggs or some stuff like that that they sell, you can get it cheaper than you would at the store, and you're helping out a local community in the process. So plus, if you
Yeah,
ever
I've
need
got to
some
see.
furniture made, they make really good furniture.
I've got to see if I can get me up some kind of fence so I can have me a garden next year. I didn't put up a garden this year because if I did, all the deer would take everything I had.
Well, you could always hire a bunch of Amish guys if you got any close by. Come out and build you a fence. They'll knock that shit out in one day.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, there are some different sects of Amish. In fact, there's
Yeah,
one
there's
not
the
too far from here that actually, because some of them don't drive and they just use, but there are some
right.
here that do drive,
That's
but
more
they used
old
to.
order that don't drive, and then there's some
Yeah,
there's a few variants, but either way,
most
if you could got some close by that could have a way to get to where you're at, you could have them hire them to do the work, and they'd build that fence and get that shit knocked out with a quickness. Or so I've been told anyway.
Yeah, we had the ones close to here when I used to manage a grocery store. They used to bring a supply of the jelly they made.
Oh yeah, they do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although if you're doing homemade jam or jelly, I like the blackberry jam, homemade blackberry jam. Pick the blackberries when they're all nice and ripe.
And you don't have all them preservatives and all the other chemicals added into it.
Right. Had really good flavor to boot.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just hang it up and just convert over to Mennonitism. I think I'm gonna just become a Mennonite. They said they would adopt me into their own.
Don't need to do that. Just make friends with them, and then you need work done. Just hire them to do it.
I think I would just go get the full experience, bro. Just shift over to Mennonitisms.
That's too much work. Just hire them to do the work if you got them close by.
Oh, they are workers, yeah. The Mennonites I know around here, yeah. They're working sun up to sundown.
So, yeah.
Except they have their one day that they rest, they go to church. But yeah, every other day, shit. Sun up to sundown, if it's something to do, they're doing it.
Yeah, they
A
don't
couple
waste
of them
no
have
time.
like different stores, different feed stores, stuff like that, like businesses. So, plus their personal stuff.
Yeah, because there's a group that I'm talking about that drive the cars. They're beachy Amish Mennonites, but they're in Montezuma, Georgia.
Montezuma. That's the Mennonites.
Yeah, that the ones that the Amish. It's like a sect of what they call the beachy Amish Mennonites.
Yeah, could be.
They share similarities with Amish, that they do a little bit more with the technology and drive cars.
Sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Georgia, hey, Walt, when are you going to run down to Jackson and grab me a whole bunch of barbecue sauce down there from old Rudy?
Oh, they got them shut off right now. It's hurricane season. You can't get in or out of there even if you wanted to. It's traveling season. It's tough.
Jackson's right there off I-75, about an hour south of Atlanta.
It's just a lot of X factors, A lot of X factors at play here. it's things that's out of my control. Really, if I could control it, so be it. It's just too much. It's on the list. No, it's on the radar. Trust me, I'm tracking. I ain't untracking. It may be
It's on the
underwhelming,
radar.
but it ain't untracking.
But no, I mean seriously though, if you ever go that way, stop by that barbecue stand, man. He's got some good sauce and barbecue down there. If you're ever down that way.
From the halls of Montezuma to the hills of Tripoli. What do y'all know about that?
What, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli?
Yeah. Sounds noteworthy.
Well, you know, it's the Crane Eater's favorite song, so
Yep. Could be. Could very well be.
oh no, it is. It's, of course, depending on what you need done, if you want it done quick, fast, and in a hurry, go find a handful of Marines. They'll get that shit done.
Could be. Try to keep a guy for that, If I can't do it myself.
Well, what was it? I think it was last year when they were having those riots out in LA. They had a few Marines out that way. Cops said to the Marines, "Cover me," and they just started open fire. Everything like 10 yards in front of them just started opening fire. Because, well, it's the Marines. The cop just meant not actually fire, just in case something happens. And the Marines took that to mean eliminate everything in front of us for the next 5 or 10 yards. That was, I think, about a year ago that story happened. I think maybe 2.
Huh.
I bet that cop doesn't make that same mistake twice, though.
The Marine Corps anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotta have a good anthem. Gotta have a good theme song,
Yeah, a good theme song is important.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I ain't got to take it to that drastic of measures, but yeah. Definitely going to be getting me some fences and stuff like that up.
You gonna put up any greenhouses on the property lot or no?
Oh, yeah. At some point. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Raised greenhouse and a handful of raised beds, and then you could do stuff year round.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good thing Pilgrim brought it up. What is the safe word for tonight?
No. Sunday. You can't really be too safe on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Just when you think you're safe on a Sunday, boom, it hits you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just try to, it's been so safe so far, nothing too radical.
So the safe word is Sunday, is what you're saying?
It's just when you activate a safe word an hour and a half in, dude, all type of hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Seen it happen around these airports. There you go. Say the Marines have a high business turnover ratio.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Pilgrim, the safe word tonight is roll tide.
I think you're having some type of audio issues. Things ain't coming in clear on my end.
Do I need to
All right,
say
I
it
think
again?
I think it might have cleared up. I think things cleared up. Yeah, everything's good now. Got weird there for a minute. Uh-oh.
So you want him to repeat the safe word? Is what you're saying?
Bonnie's got
Roll Tide?
connections.
Bonnie's got connection.
Still horrible. Audio's horrible.
Yeah, talking about. No, we're not doing it at Hook'em. Talking about the Longhorns, Bonnie.
Yeah, the audience ain't liking it. It's not trending high with the audience. They're booing everything. It's an all-out boo-a-thon. It's about 8 Saturdays away.
Getting
Won't be
close.
long for some footballs back. I think September the 5th.
Won't be too long.
Yep.
And just like every year, the Cowboys will still suck. So it should be a good year.
Yeah. I think if the Texans don't, if the Longhorns don't do good this year, they're gonna have to play the Cowboys in the Dust 'em Bowl.
When I was younger, I only watched the Cowboys for the cheerleaders.
I know that's right. Cheerleaders, that was the best part.
I think they had more talent than the football team.
They did.
Yeah,
Plus, they were
definitely
pretty.
Uh-oh. We done
They were
upset
pretty
Bonnie
easy
now.
Uh-oh.
Leave her
Well,
Cowboys
I'm on the
alone,
highway,
she said.
so she can be upset about it. I'm not a big Cowboys fan. My grandpa and brother and sister are, but me not so much. They got some great cheerleaders though. Nice and easy on the eyes. As it were.
Yeah. Nice
I did
cheerleaders, $1 billion stadium.
Right. On a side note, I did manage to find a nice out of the way hole in the wall little restaurant at a truck stop where I was parked last night and early this morning.
There you
That's
go.
some-
Got your truck stop fixed in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a mom and pop run place, so they had a nice little diner with, I had some biscuits and gravy and some eggs and bacon and coffee. It's
There
pretty
you
good.
go.
Almost got to have chicken fried steak for breakfast, but they were out, so I had to settle for the biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah, you got to get there early for the chicken steak, man. All the
Well,
regulars
I
get
mean,
it.
when I say they were out, they didn't have any inside the restaurant because I guess they were waiting for an order to be shipped in, I guess.
Chicken steak shortage.
Something like that. Not enough chickens.
Dang, man. They got to tighten up.
Yeah. Chicken fried steak with gravy for breakfast is usually really good.
Oh yeah. It's either gonna get you where you need to go or take you down under.
It usually gets you where you need to go most of the time, as long as you don't overdo it.
No.
But it was a good little hidey hole. I got to sit there for about an hour and a half and just sit there leisurely sipping coffee and eating breakfast. And
No, right?
Did you see this? Where the House of Representatives is going to vote to keep daylight savings time as permanent.
Are you gonna change it? What's happening with it? They've been talking
Well,
about
I mean,
changing it.
the House is going to vote. Then, of course, it has to be approved by the Senate.
Yeah.
But
so what is that? No more spring forward then?
Yeah, no more spring forward and fall back. They're gonna keep it. And basically, in other words, like sometime in the winter and like around the winter time, you know, it may not get daylight till like 8:30, but it'll be lighter longer during the afternoon.
I wonder when they're trying to push this, if this goes through and it does successfully change. I wonder when they're pushing for the start date or the switch date.
It's not in that America 250 bill they're trying to push, is it?
I don't know if it's part of that or not. It's just they're supposed to vote. The House is supposed to vote on it this week, and then if it passes the House, then it's got to be approved by the Senate.
Right.
Yes, it'd be a couple years, if anything. If it did everything passed, it'd be a couple years before we seen anything about it. Probably not even in this presidential term. It'd probably be whoever was the next president.
Well, I mean, it could happen
Yeah.
in the next year or two, just depending on how motivated they are to get stuff done.
Well, really, it depends on whether or not we don't have some serious struggles in this country before then that would, for lack of better terms, threaten our way of life. Because, there's a lot of stuff building up to that.
Yeah, with all this stuff with Iran and, anything could pop off anytime.
Well, not even with
that's
just
true.
Iran. You think about the people that's in this country that say that they want to dismantle Western civilization. I mean, these people have said it, openly. So it's not like, and there's a lot of people that don't really like this country. And I know we've had a rough history, but if we could just look at the history of this country, right, and see the struggle it took. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying, and look how much Islam is becoming more over here.
Well, obviously, if you remember history, then you would know that the Crusades were bad, yes, but they weren't exactly as people painted them to be. In 1095, a group of German pilgrims went to Jerusalem for like a religious pilgrimage, and they were killed, and that pretty much set off the whole thing. And then at some point, the Persian Empire wound up all the way up into Spain and all them areas, and the leader of the I believe it was the Byzantine Empire reached out to the Pope and what they called Christendom for help because he was under siege. And then you had a whole barbaric slave trade and stuff after that. But the whole point is that this is really nothing new throughout history, whether it's Islam or Attila the Hun or Genghis Khan or Julius Caesar, you name it. There's always people that seek to conquer and destroy the world, all the way up even to Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Fidel Castro. There's just people out there like that. And I think that we forget that sometimes. And we just think that whatever a person says to you, to your face, is the truth without even really, questioning, is that person lying to me?
Excuse me. There's a lot of people that like to lie to other people, so I always typically just assume they are lying.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody would reach a certain level if they just, nothing else, just didn't lie to themselves. think ultimately, if you just don't lie to yourself, ultimately it'll just keep you from lying to anybody else. There's ultimately no reason to.
Right. Although I'm kind of surprised the Cascadia subduction zone or New Madrid hasn't gone off. They're apparently
What's that?
both. What? The New Madrid fault zone has been reported to be long overdue for another large earthquake. I'm surprised it hasn't gone off.
It goes
Oh,
up.
that's all we need.
South,
Well,
the
and they've been
southeast.
waiting.
Volcanoes going off.
Well, and to make it worse, they're still waiting for out there off the west coast in the northwest for the Cascadia subduction zone to go off. And I don't know if Yellowstone has still got movement for that volcano still or not. I know there was some earthquakes and movement last I had heard, but I hadn't checked
Hard
on
to
any
say.
of it lately.
Yeah,
Well,
I
have
might
you
have to
ever
go
heard
back and see if Mr. MBB has posted anything on that or not.
Well,
have
and
you ever
here's
heard
the
of
thing.
Tommy?
My thought. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all right. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my thought was it from my limited understanding, if like say the New Madrid goes off or the Cascadia subduction zone goes off, either one of those could set off the Yellowstone.
Like a chain reaction.
Or yeah, kind of, or at least that's how the theory goes. Anyway, that you have a bit
And
big
if
enough
Yellowstone
earthquake,
goes
it
off,
could.
the whole Midwest is gone.
Well, you'll have a nice big ash covered country for quite a few months.
Well, have you ever heard of Tamu Massif?
Of who?
Tamu Massif.
No idea who that is.
It's not a who, it's a what. It's a
Never heard of it.
volcanic. It's a volcanic caldera. And it's
Okay.
actually one of the biggest ones observed supposedly in the solar system, and it's right here on Earth. And Yellowstone would be detrimental to the country and probably to the world for a period. But Tamu Massif is probably 5 to 7 times 20, well, not 20, 5 to 10 times larger than Yellowstone.
I hadn't heard of that one.
And well, it realistically underneath the sea is where majority of active volcanoes are. There's so many underneath the sea. It's it's something that a lot of people don't talk about, but with the solar activity that we've been having, and the earthquakes, like the earthquake that was in Venezuela that killed almost 300,000 people recently.
Right.
Speaking of which, you was talking about the Cascadia subduction zone and all the other good stuff.
Mhm.
Well, Venezuela sits on what's called the coast-coast plate, pretty much. And the coast-coast plate is pretty much well in line with like the West Coast. So if something happens to the coast-coast plate, a big portion of California wouldn't well, maybe not a big portion, but the western portion of it wouldn't probably make it because the coast
So
plate is like
I've never heard of the coast plate. Is that a part of the Pacific plate or?
it's like it's like a cork basically. It's a soft spot. It's because it's like your skull. Basically, is how the Earth sets together. It's a bunch of tectonic plates that fit together,
Plates,
and
yeah.
right. So if one, especially one that's fairly soft, if one is disrupted, that means that the whole thing is off, and you will have bad problems. But the coast plate, like I said, is basically like a crucial plug almost to the to a lot of the pressures that are, you know, deep underneath the earth and stuff. And there's been places recently where like the land is rose like 20 feet, you know, various different places. And Africa has a crack that is
It's
pretty
over
much
by Madagascar, I believe. Last I heard.
Yeah, where it splits,
Uh,
basically almost
or-
splitting the continent.
right.
Yeah,
And then
somewhere in the eastern side of Africa. Yeah.
well, and then in the Atlantic, you've got spots of the ocean that have deposits of nickel and various other what they call deep earth metals that shouldn't be, you know, coming up. So, and it kind of goes back to the whole food thing. If the government, not just this government, but all governments, if they knew that something was on the horizon and was going to happen, they're not going to tell people, because if you tell people something like that, all of a sudden
They'll
you have
all
no
panic.
control. Right.
Yeah, everybody will panic.
Right. Forever purge, basically. So they wouldn't tell people that. So what they would do is that they would try to keep a sense of normalcy, and things would just continue on as normal until they can't hide it no more. I mean, that's pretty much how every time somebody hides something, that's the way it always goes. You know, they just keep it up until they can't hide it no more, and then they have to come out with it. But the food, all right, let's say hypothetically that we've been having different effects on our sun that's changing the chemistry of it. This is all hypothetical.
Excuse me.
So let's say that there's a binary star that's pulling material in a particle exchange from our sun to it. And let's say our sun is changing chemistry and it's gaining more helium than what it's normally would be. Well, that would affect the radiation and make the radiation different and more intense. And that radiation would cause, well, hypothetically what you're seeing now, earthquakes, volcanoes, all these various things. And it would also cause crop failures. Okay. So they had a law passed, I think 2019, maybe it was 2020, I can't remember. And it was during that whole pandemonium, so nobody really paid that much attention to it, but it was about genetically modified foods. So maybe you should look into that law. You know, I don't want to tell people straight up what it is because I want people to do their own research, you know. But the law is pretty crazy when you look into it. And that pretty much tells you like everything's genetically modified, because it has to be. For one, if it's not genetically modified to be able to endure increased radiation, it's just not going to make it, you know. And weather, temperatures and stuff, all these crazy temperature shifts and stuff we've been having. And so there's, you know, the crops are really not doing too good. And then you add the fact that there's a fertilizer shortage, not just from Ukraine, but also from Iran, because the Strait of Hormuz also exports a significant amount of fertilizer and fertilizer compounds. So, you know,
2 more weeks.
fertilizer.
2 more weeks to flatten the curve, they said. We'll be all right in 2 weeks.
Well, that's Trump's answer for everything.
You know what I'm saying? That's my answer. We're going to just 2 more weeks. We'll wait it out 2 more weeks. We'll be good. Like the weather, you know. Now we got states. Now we got states arguing amongst themselves. You know, who's got the worst weather? You know what I mean? See what this guy's got to say about it. He looks like a weather expert.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of funny.
Damn, I'm kind of cold. It's only 85 degrees. Whew, I'm burning up. It's actually super hot here. You wouldn't know heat if it slapped you in the face. Not true. Have you ever been to Los Angeles in the summer? Yeah, you put flour in your undies in Georgia, you'll have dough by the end of the day. Wait, is that how you make biscuits? Yeah, just shut the up. You got it. Call me when you can handle 110 degrees. Yeah, but it's a dry heat. And what do you southern states get to? Maybe 95? Yeah, but it's the humidity that'll get you. I'm so tired of hearing that. You ever felt like you was having to walk through soup? No. Why? Because it's like that every day down here. Oh my gosh. All right, anybody else want to throw your hat in the ring? Sure, how to be and some grease, go Tigers. Does anybody know what the he just said? Nah, I got nothing. Tyrann Mathieu, Lane Kiffin, Leonard Fournette, Beignet, great. Ha. Yeah, still no. I don't. Yeah, but he seems like a good old boy. I like this guy.
Yeah, it's about how it is for sure. That's pretty funny.
Better get you something for that swamp ass.
I just get
Still
some
don't know
gold
what the
block,
hell that
powder.
Louisiana's saying, you know? Yeah, that's about right. Well, last few days ain't been too bad. They calling for more rain, I think, every day this week. So it's been afternoon showers ain't been too bad. Cooling it off makes it tolerable. Keeps all the little flying critters away.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to have some more rain coming in tomorrow. Just
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else to make the humidity go up.
Hell yeah. Some of that H3O. I don't even think it's H2O no more. They added a third element in there. It's got less oxygen, more hydrogen. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's thicker. More buoyant. Yeah, I know it's just me personally dealing with just like my gardens and stuff. It's been a little tough this year with the weather, the heat, and, the in-between gaps of rain, you know, trying to make everything last and do. But
Yeah.
that's been
Yeah,
kind of the trend for the last couple of summers, you know. Either we didn't get no rain or when we did, it was attached to like a storm, you know.
Yeah, like a
Unfortunately.
monsoon. And these feel like temperatures of 100 plus gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, don't even tell me. Just tell me what the real temperature is, you know. Don't even make me think it could feel like 93.
Well, they couldn't
You know, it's 105.
technically tell you. Well, they wouldn't tell you necessarily, but that's that's all part of the thing as well, because they couldn't really tell you what the actual temperatures are, and it'd be very difficult to find out unless you were using like analog stuff. Nothing digital would really probably, in my opinion, be very accurate.
It's gonna be hot. No, it's gonna be hot. What level of hot and what level of moisture comes with that heat? But this time of the year, I know it's gonna be hot.
That's why my favorite time of year is fall.
Yeah, I think they canceled fall already.
They probably did. I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
it.
that's usually the first thing to go before they change daylight savings time. You know, got to eliminate a season to make it balance out. I mean, it was the only right thing to do. You know,
Bonnie, we'll take your mild summer. We've been having feel like temperatures of 105, 107. I think the other day it was 100, 109.
Blister pack. Yeah, even in northern states, they've been getting it. Ohio, up there near Canada. They've had some days up there that was warmer than it was here.
And they had some
Yeah,
not too
here
long ago. They had some real bad like tornadoes and stuff all up around Illinois.
and Michigan. There was some real bad ones in Michigan that destroyed whole entire little communities and stuff.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Actually several, which is, you know, pretty unheard of for Michigan. But here in West Virginia, when that heat was coming through, it was very hot. The field like temperature was like 99 or 100, but up here in the Appalachian Mountains, you know, that's hot.
Too much. That's why they canceled fall, you know. Extend out and give these temperatures, you know, extra little time to cool down.
Yeah.
It's better that way, you know. It's better that way.
Now, I know they're getting a lot of that rain right now, you know, Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee, you know, a lot of flooding up those areas.
Yeah, they're completely saturated. Ain't
I don't
nowhere
want
else
that
for it
much.
to go. They'll probably get more of it because I know when it rained here, most of the severe stuff stayed north. So I don't know what rounds they got tonight and tomorrow. I think the only thing that kept us below average as far as the humidity and a higher real feel is we went so long without rain, you know. Our humidity was still higher than
Yeah.
a lot of other places, but for our area it was still low. Like 50-60% humidity in the
Yeah.
summertime. That's pretty low for our area. Hell, that could affect the
I
temperature
know
a bunch right
tomorrow,
there.
I think most of the day tomorrow we're supposed to have thunderstorms here.
Oh yeah. Pack a heavy lunch. Shit, I already know what I'll be.
If it
Well, it's
rains
not
all day, at least it won't get too hot.
Yeah, the high tomorrow is only supposed to get up to 84. But the humidity is going to be like 80%.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of high.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
it.
And then tomorrow night the humidity is going up to 90%. That's the only bad thing with the rain down here is the humidity jumps up and
Well, at least it gets rid of the pollen. All that
Yeah.
yellow shit everywhere.
that's one good thing. I remember one year I had a white car. Worst mistake I ever made. Pollen season, it looked completely yellow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, tomorrow's the only day we're in the 80s. The rest of the week it's all 95, 93.
Oh yeah. Shoot, 80. Shoot, the 80s in this time of the year. Shit, yeah, that's nice.
Looking at the radar, looks like you got some storms just north of you right now, and around north of Augusta over there.
Yeah, right now it cleared out. I don't know. It rained sometime this evening for a little bit. It sounded worse.
Crap.
The thunder sounded worse than anything. The rain wasn't too bad.
Oh,
It's the Evil
there's some
Beaver
going to be
gas
north
station.
of you. In the middle of the night, you're going to have some in a few hours, according to the radar.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
You got any rain over by Louisville?
Oh, they're soaked. They are saturated.
I just drove past the exit that had that Evil Beaver gas station.
There you go. Ride by and honk the horn.
Something like that.
There you go.
I'm not a big fan of Buc-ee's. I think it's a
Yeah, they don't like the truckers.
no.
They don't want you in there.
They don't have no parking for truckers, so even when I'm in a car, I don't stop at Buc-ee's. I skip them.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop there.
Yeah,
neither,
they're
but I
not
don't
very
have
trucker
to.
friendly. They're not trucker friendly.
No, sir, they are not.
Yeah, I just ride by, honk the horn 2 times at them, let them know I saw them. That's about it.
I just tell them they're number one. If you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Somebody's got to be
Drive-
number 1 in the number 2 business.
Drive
Somebody's
by,
got to do it.
tell them they're number one.
Now, regardless of what the weather's going to be this week, pretty much this week it'll
Where
be
was
inside
it?
stuff for me. Whether it's probably trimming out some houses, wiring up some houses. It's going to be some inside work. It won't be too bad either way. Shit, we got about 4 or 5 on the books ready to go, ready to be wired up.
Job security.
Yep. Yeah, me and my coworker, we can get in there and knock them out pretty quick, pretty efficiently. Some of them, if it's a low enough ceiling, hell, I don't even need no ladder. I'll just go through there and put a little piece of tape on the end of the wire with a glow stick, a glow rod, and I'll just shoot it across a couple beams and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start that joker across there like Ernest Scared Stupid. Sometimes I have to bust the old ladder out, but it usually ain't but a couple feet, unless it's one of them custom built homes that's got like a 15-foot ceiling, That's too much ceiling. I don't need my ceiling to be that high. That's more air and more I gotta cool off and circulate.
Usually 8-foot ceilings are pretty standard in most places.
Shit, we got some builders. Shit, there ain't no standard with them. Some of them they build the same houses over and over. Like kind of the same layout, and some of them each one they do is completely different. But luckily, the ones we got coming up, we got to do now, they're pretty standard. Nothing too fancy. All 1 story. I think 2 or 3 bedrooms at the most. We can knock those out pretty quick.
No, that's not too bad, it sounds like.
Have y'all heard about the new parasite that's going around?
The new
I mentioned
parasite.
Yeah, the one that
mentioned it,
causes explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier.
Dang,
Before
I'm
you
always
come
the
on.
last one to hear about the explosive diarrheas.
Well, I mean,
Where is this
Except
at? Where
for-
can you find this at? Is it in the water?
No,
No,
it's in
that's
like fruits or
sexually
vegetables
transmitted-
or something.
oh, well,
Yeah, they
so
were
there's that one.
recalling.
Yeah, Taco Bell had is like
Yeah, Taco Bell.
guacamole and pico de gallo and some other shit that got contaminated or whatever.
Well, hell, Taco Bell causes that anytime. That's why I call
Well,
it
there's an
Taco
STD.
hell.
There's a new STD that causes explosive diarrhea. You got Taco Bell causing explosive diarrhea.
That's why they had everybody hoard up on toilet paper during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Mostly the hoarding during the pandemic with the toilet paper is people being stupid, but whatever.
I know. I was just joking.
What was funny is some places they bought too much toilet paper, tried to return the excess toilet paper, and they're like, "Nope, you bought it, you're stuck with it."
I don't know. Well, if you catch it at the Taco Bell, I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't ate at none of them places in years.
Well, it's not just Taco Bell. Nobody really knows exactly the source of it, but it's food
course,
related.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
the
lays dormant in your
FDA
stomach for 7 days. So
and the
for 7 days, you could
FDA,
have it and not even know.
Oh, it's
yeah,
in.
the FDA
Dang.
says they're working with the CDC to try to identify the potential source because they don't even know the source yet.
What have they found it
Right.
in so far? Like,
Guacamole, lettuce, pico de gallo, and I forget what the other one is.
Strawberries
shit.
from the
Damn,
store.
dude, that's everything I've ate this weekend. I ate strawberry. I ate everything that you just named, dude.
Well,
Holy
Georgia
Right.
is
shit,
a
bro.
state, I think. Well, Georgia is a state I think has it. I can't. The last time I checked, I think it was like
Oh
29
yeah, thanks a
or
lot.
30.
You know, I'm the only Georgia correspondent you
There's
got, and you just don't even tell me. I'm the
there's
last one to know.
17 states. There's Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York,
Okay,
North
well now
Carolina,
Georgia's not alone
Ohio,
in this. Okay, my odds just got better then. It spread more. It spread out.
Pennsylvania,
Okay, good.
Tennessee,
All right,
Texas,
yeah.
Well,
Virginia, and
last time I
Wisconsin.
heard anything about it. Well, last time I heard anything about the numbers, I thought it was like 29 or 30 states.
Damn.
Although I
I mean-
haven't checked on it in a while. I know there's a bunch of them though.
But also, does anybody remember that Hana virus? Ain't nobody talking about that no more.
Yeah, it kind of
Um,
vanished, didn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty haunting.
Yeah. And
That's
Ebola
why I
in
take.
the Congo.
That's why I take. That's why I take all those with a grain of salt.
Oh, I know it's been so many. You know.
It's almost like fear porn.
Yeah, realistically, all of it probably should have already, because we've been living a long time without anything happening. When you compare that to the past, like, the Black Death, the Spanish flu, all these other things, that keep happening and stuff, we haven't really had anything happen like that in a long time.
Shit, it's happening every day.
Well, I know
Shit,
that,
when
but
you
it's
got
not.
the majority of the population obese, you go down the street and you see all these fast food restaurants, med care centers, dialysis clinics. Shoot, it's happening in real time. It ain't a black death. It's just the golden dawn of idiocracy death. You know what I mean? It's just there's
Slow
real
death.
genocides and silent genocides. It's happening by the
Yeah.
millions and the thousands. Think about how many cities you ride through and you need all these dialysis clinics and things like that, man.
Because all the
Slowly
yeah, 'cause if
killing them.
you're-
food.
Well, they're doing it all on purpose because if you're sick, they make more money. So
Yeah. Tell me one thing Big Pharma has cured. Nothing.
Well, they're not in the business of curing things.
That's right. They won't make money if they cure you.
Right. And realistically, a lot of medical, like let's say a CAT scan or MRI, that stuff is only so expensive because that was like they charge a set rate for it or whatever. But really, if somebody were to like pass laws or something and like, kind of curb that price that they charge, you could probably get healthcare a whole lot cheaper.
Nah, they just passed more legislature to put like 3 or 4 more forever chemicals that's going to be used in the farms and stuff now. On top of however many more that's already in the mix,
Yep.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's really a wonder that stuff hasn't not just like what you was talking about. Yes, a lot of people die that way and stuff, but I mean, like, instead of people dying slowly or whatever, like, bodies piled up like during the bubonic plague or something. It's just a wonder. There's so many things that could have already. And, I don't really believe in fear because I believe in the Bible. So I'm not really scared of any of that stuff. But I think it's important for people to be informed of what's going on around them,
yeah, you gotta stay informed for sure.
And you were talking
Like
about earlier about
socialism.
eating strawberries. If you do buy strawberries, make sure to wash them and a vinegar water rinse, not just water. You may not want to eat them after you wash them in that when you see what comes out of them.
If you take pork chops or a cut of pork from the store, and
Oh yeah, you can see the worms coming out of those too.
well, if you leave it in Coca-Cola or whatever for a while, it will start to look, you know. But like you said, all the stuff that's in it and everything, you know, it's hard telling when the last time that food actually was real. Because I know that, you know, we have had real food, but, you know, it's been so mass produced for so long. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no matter what you're doing, you got to encounter the crazy folks in the automobiles. Yeah. Just give a person a mini armored car, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if Australia's set up like that. I don't know if they drive on the left or the right, but yeah.
More afraid of
I
the crazy
imagine most
person.
of the people that go ahead.
I'm sorry. Kim was talking about more afraid of the crazy person driving an automobile. I'm more afraid of those self-driving automobiles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they just had I forget where it was at. It might have been in Atlanta, but I seen this news
Yeah.
article that it was the Waymo, I think the Waymo version of the self-driving cars. It called the cops on somebody. It's two teenagers or two I don't know if they were teenagers, but two young men allegedly it called the cops on them or something. I don't know what happened or I don't know if it tried to do something to the car or if they were wanted, you know, because all that type of stuff is linked in to a certain degree. So who knows? I didn't dig deeper or read the article. I just saw the news flash about it. That the
Yeah.
Waymo was used to apprehend two people.
And it wasn't too long ago either that there was a whole bunch of them driving through a neighborhood around a cul-de-sac, just in circles.
Yeah.
I saw a video earlier that if you've got like a Tesla or something similar to that that's got self-drive on it, and you miss too many payments, the car will self-drive back to where you bought it.
Yeah, back to the
for
dealership.
for
It repos itself.
Yep. My question on that video I posted was, well, what do you do if it tries to self-repo and it doesn't have enough charge because you moved states or whatever place you bought it from is too far away and it can't get there
Yeah.
on the one charge? Then what?
Too sorry, the car only made it to the end of the driveway.
Yeah. And
Yeah, you get to the charging station. It takes 2 hours to charge it. You got there's 4 people ahead of you, so now you're 8 hours hooked just before you can even get up there and charge it.
Well, and it's a self-repo, so if there's not a charge, what does it do? Just stop in the middle of the parking lot and wait? Who's going to plug it in? I mean,
they're not everywhere, but I have seen a lot of different places around here offer those plug-ins for cars. You know what I mean?
well, right. No, I get it, but the whole self-repo thing only works if you have enough, if you are close enough to wherever you bought it from. And
Oh,
it
they
has
probably
enough
have something
charge.
built in, some type of feature. I don't know. They
If
thought
it has
about
enough-
that. You know what I mean? If we're
Right.
questioning it, they thought about it. They're like, damn, they ain't finna get us on this one.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt they thought that far ahead. They thought far enough
They're
ahead to
so
do the
far ahead. The stuff they
self-driving.
got out now is it's nothing.
They thought far enough ahead to do the self-driving repo, sure. Enough to make sure that, you know, it's that whoever's buying it lives close enough that it can
They got
drive
the
itself.
self-driving cars apprehending people with warrants and stuff, dude. They done thought way ahead into this stuff. They locking people up. You thought you was gonna get a free ride? All right, just wait right here. We'll lock you in till the authorities get here. No free rides, Randy.
In my personal opinion, And this is just my opinion. So I guess you just have to see if it happens or not. And really, if we've been, any of us are around that long, because nobody's really guaranteed to live another minute. But I'd say people are going to have humanoid type robots in their house by next year. A lot of
Nope.
people.
Not me.
Well, as I'm saying, it's just my
Nice.
opinion.
I wonder if there's a limit, like how many humanoid robots you could purchase. Like one per household. I wonder how that would work.
I'm
Be a
not
limit.
sure. Well,
I
I'm
don't,
not
I
You
don't
can't
know
go
if
around
it'd
having
be.
your own private army horde at your own beck and call. You can't be doing that.
Who could
Well,
afford it?
it,
No, you
I was
couldn't
gonna say
afford
those
it.
those
Yeah.
they'll
those
be
things are so
exponentially
expensive.
cheaper. Well, they will be
Hey,
exponentially cheaper.
I'm gonna hop down before my headset battery dies, so I will holler at you guys another time. I'll sit and lurk and chat.
All right. Have a good one.
You have a
Make
good
sure
one.
you're charging your headset, charging all your rechargeable devices.
Yep.
Keep it in the turning lane until next time.
I got you another video here too. What?
I'm gonna have to put my down payment on one of these Android robots to see what's happening.
All right, y'all sure
Watch
y'all
your
want to watch
strawberries.
this?
Oh, great! After I done ate everything y'all done named, damn. Let me have
Okay,
it.
you may never eat strawberries again after this. I read that you should wash strawberries in 4 parts water and 1 part white vinegar because you really don't know what's in them, especially if they're not organic. Now, yes, you should only buy organic strawberries, but I just didn't this time. But I thought, let me wash them. So pick out the ones that are good, throw them in the water. If they are not good, of course, discard them, obviously. Once you get them in the water, swirl them around a little bit. And then I believe it said to leave them for about 30 to 40 minutes. So I left the strawberries in the bowl for 30 or 40 minutes, went about my business, and then I came back and I fished them out. And what is this? At first, I thought these were seeds that had come off the strawberries that were floating around, but then I zoomed in and no, these are like little bugs, little worms. There's a lot of them. What is that? Okay, you may never.
Make you hungry now for some strawberries?
Oh yeah, definitely always clean and wash your stuff. Even if not for that type of stuff, most of all that stuff is they spray stuff on it, like some type of
Yeah,
wax coating or something
insecticide.
to preserve it. Not to mention whatever it may or may not be juiced up with. Then, for stuff like that, yeah, definitely wash it, soak it, make sure it's clean. No doubt. I even do that with my stuff out of my own garden. I can control what I'm putting in it, but I can't control ultimately what's falling down. But yeah, no doubt. Especially nowadays. I went into some supermarkets, man. Wally World, they've been the worst at it. Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll get something else and I'll just walk through a certain department. Like I walked through the produce department one time. I think it was earlier this year. And I was just looking at the price and the spices on there. And I said, man, there's something on them. And like that whole, I forget what it was, oregano or something. Every one of them things was like moldy. So I went and found the first person I said with a microphone. I said, hey, I got to check out the produce. The so-and-so got mold on it. I don't know if they removed it or what they did with it, but you could see it. It was just bad, dude. The dates on it and the dates was like way off. I'm like, man, how the heck is this even on the shelf right now?
Well, there's a lot of produce that's not lasting as long as it used to either.
Oh no.
Well, and aside from that, there's also the fact that people normally ruin things for everybody else anyway, because here at a local Kroger or wherever it was, I can't remember exactly, there was a woman that was going and getting different vegetables like cucumbers, squash, whatever, and she would go in the bathroom with it and insert it into herself and then put it back
Ew.
on the shelf. Yeah,
Boom.
and then put it back on the shelf, and people were eating that stuff
Mm.
and everything. But she got
Illicit
caught.
vegetable violators.
Well, I'm just saying, that stuff happens. So that's always another good reason that you should probably wash whatever you're consuming very thoroughly.
Even Kroger, I was disappointed the last time I went to Kroger. I probably bought about $50 worth of fruits, different stuff, and man, every single one of them things just went bad. Within like the first, they should not have went bad that quick. You know, wasn't nothing I did. Everything was stored properly, but I don't know what happened. What happened and whatever they did to them. Yeah, I said, man, I won't buy any more. None of that stuff from Kroger anymore. It was everything. Every bit of the produce pretty much, except for like the only things that weren't bad was the grapes and the blueberries. But the strawberries, the peaches I got, even the little halos. I bought the little halos, the little mini oranges in the bag. I get them from time to time. Yeah. Yeah, they had a whole bad batch. Called them and told them about it, but it's all come up here and everything, and I said, no, I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all had a bad batch.
I think Walmart's getting a lot of bad batches lately. I really don't like getting produce from Walmart.
Yeah, dude. It goes quicker, longer than you can remember you got it.
I'm even afraid to buy the meat, especially like chicken, because it's made by Tyson, and Tyson's already been given like the go ahead where they're using a lot of lab grown things, and
yeah, they're doing the big push on it now. Yeah, they've been experimenting with that type of stuff for years, slowly transitioning, taking away the real thing from whatever the real thing is to whatever transition into something like that. Yeah, you just don't immediately do it. You just slowly transition in, keep talking about it till eventually it's that thing. The old Chinese market farmer. Wise man, the old Chinese market farmer,
It's like that big thing that was a little while back with that supposed guy with Campbell's talking about how they were using lab grown chicken or
oh yeah, no doubt.
whatever it was.
Yeah,
In
what was it? The CEO,
chicken
one of the
soup.
top guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
whether it's a hot mic or not. Yeah, think he probably just reached his peak of his career. He had to do something like that just to ride off in the sunset.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the guy's name without looking it up. But yeah, it was one of those. It's one of those big news flashes. Yeah, people was pissed off at Campbell's about that one. But I'm like, dang, come on, just look at the labels and the sodium contents and the different things on there. You eat one thing at Campbell's, shoot, you can't eat no more salts for the rest of the week almost, or however long it is. It's an insane amount of sodium. But I mean, all that stuff, the sodium's high on any of that processed stuff. That's just how it is.
And I'd say 80 to 90% of it, if you look on the label, it also says bioengineered.
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah, we're so far removed from the real thing. Yeah, back when companies used to say the real thing.
That's why if you get like sandwich bread, it literally does not mold anymore. You can put it up for like 3 or 4 weeks, and it's still soft. And like something's not right about this bread.
I can't. The Dubs Balls 72. Greetings. Welcome in the Watch World. What's up? Yeah, I can't hardly tolerate any of them breads from the store, man. I done tried so many different ones. I done come to the conclusion they're all on the same level.
Yep.
And I hate it. Just gonna have to leave that kind of bread alone, I reckon.
Yep.
Unless I make it myself or get it from somebody,
Yeah. And like Kim said, it's full of so many preservatives now.
It's like a rubbery bread byproduct, like they're 3D printing the breads. They're like, let's start with the breads.
It
if
literally
they'll accept the breads, they'll accept the meats.
Yeah, it literally is kind of rubbery now.
Well, the thing is, though, is that if nobody has access to anything else, they will eat it.
Oh, no doubt. They're going to sell it.
So, yeah, well, like I said, something about all the different things affect the crops, whether it's fertilizer, weather, disease, you know, wildfires. I don't know. If you control the food, then you control the people. So that's, water too. But it's definitely a form of control. Really, we should have looked into all this stuff as a country a long time ago, instead of letting one company work through like 5 other companies and just have a monopoly on it. Not just food, but everything else too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kim. It's definitely worth it to make your own breads or to have a bread maker, something like that. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, you can control what ingredients can go in there to a certain degree better than buying something from the store and it's got a dozen ingredients. You know what I mean? It's just, it shouldn't be that way. Yeah, definitely a bread maker. I mean, it's a good investment. Or just some bread pans. Find some good recipes and just bake it that way. Shoot, I remember my mom used to, well, she still does, but she used to make fresh breads, biscuits, rolls, and stuff like that. And she had bread makers, or she'd do them in the oven. Sometimes she'd have them all going. She might be making something for somebody else, but yeah, ultimately that's just the best stuff. At least you know it ain't 3D printed bread.
Yeah.
There you go. Share the wealth, share the love.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here because it's getting pretty late.
Oh, this is
I
just
wanna
the
thank-
beginning. This is the 47-hour marathon, my friend. Come back in 10 hours. Check back in with us.
Hey, well, yes, sir, I will. But I hope y'all have a great night. Lord willing, be another episode. God bless y'all.
You
Definitely.
too.
You do the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go too because I got a 10-hour shift coming up tomorrow.
Man, they putting 10 hours on you on Monday?
Yeah, on Monday.
Man, we got to get with the scheduling manager, man. That's all right, though. You'll knock it out. Hopefully it goes smooth for Monday.
Yeah,
Maybe
we got
it'll
to
be
get
rainy. Keep all the crazies away.
We got to get everything ready. We're having a visit from our regional manager, so.
Oh, shit, I already know how that is. Everything's got to be tip top.
Yep.
Tell them to bring some extra money. Bring a bonus check for everybody.
Shit, I wish they would. They're too cheap to bring them bonus checks.
Tell them don't be messing around. If it ain't 1,000 or better, don't even play around with it.
Yeah.
Shoot, y'all probably be wrapping it up here shortly myself. I appreciate y'all for checking in, coming up. Always
right,
appreciate the company and the conversation.
Appreciate you letting me jump up. And
yes, sir.
But everybody have a great night, and I will catch y'all on the next one if I'm available.
Likewise. You have a blessed night, Ken.
The Doug says nearly 7 a.m. there. Well, it's almost 2 a.m. here, so.
I forget where Doug's at. I think Doug may be in the
UK maybe.
I don't want to miss geological classifying, but yeah. I don't know. It could change. If they cancel daylight savings time, who knows? That's gonna mess all our Australian and European friends up,
All right, we all have a good night.
You too, buddy. Scotland. There we go. We got us an official Scotland correspondent, an on-the-ground Scottish correspondent. I love it. Going intergalactic. We're going interglobal. Yeah. Yeah, regardless if it rains, which I'm pretty sure we're going to get rain a couple of days this week. It shouldn't be too bad. Should be all mainly inside stuff. Finishing up a few projects. Getting a few new homes wired up. Won't be too bad. Even if it's Even if it's raining, that'll be good. Keep everything nice and cool. I don't mind it. Yeah, I think we got about 2 or 3 homes that's got to be finished up, and then we got about, I know at least about 4 or 5 that's about ready. Nothing too fancy, just like I said, probably some. I think they're all 1 story, maybe 2, 3 bedrooms at the most. Simple bathrooms, simple kitchens. Won't be too bad. Most of them 2 or 3 little bedroom, little spec houses, shoot, we can have them wired up in about a day and a half tops. You know, if we got everything we need, all our supplies, all our wire, and we can start first thing in the morning, yeah, we can have most of it knocked out in a day. Second day, we're just making sure everything's stapled up, nail guards in, probably pulling the service wire in, stove, all the, high voltage stuff, stove, dryer, AC units, whatever they may have. And the one company, them couple little houses, those houses are so small, they haven't even been putting in like central heating in there. They've been doing like little split units. Like 2 split units is enough, and it'll cover that whole house. I think they've been putting 3. Yeah, there were 2 bedrooms, so they put 1 in each bedroom, and then 1 like in the living room hallway area. And for those size houses, yeah, it keeps everything cool. You ain't gonna have all 3 of them running at the same time anyway, unless you got a full house. Nice. Whatever that is, there you go. Between my parents' second. Okay. Bonnie knows the Scottish language. How about that? I didn't know Bonnie was bilingual. She may be trilingual. Check that out, everybody. It's a beautiful thing. Mother's maiden name was Bruce. Huh. Her last name was a first name. Must have been from the Jingleheimer clan. Who knows how these things work? Let's see here. Well, I know it's pretty late, but I put the link if anybody wants to join the back chat for a little bit. But oh yeah, that's one of the things I look forward to, going to the outdoor market. The lady that sells the fresh breads and sourdough breads. She started out as mainly like selling sourdough breads, but she does like different versions, different things now. Cinnamon rolls, brownies, cookies. She does all type of stuff. Yeah, well, that's one of the things I definitely got to get. You got to get out there early on some of that stuff because she'll sell out. But yeah, definitely some fresh breads. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate everybody checking in, tuning in at some point here. Anybody that may be bold enough, brave enough to rewind and be kind and check again in the future, I definitely appreciate that as well. Make sure you subbed up. Make sure you hit the thumb up. Make sure you do all the things to keep you notified if you want to continue to watch the insanity that is Watts World, the everything and nothing all at the same time, You just never know what you may or may not get here. That's a beautiful thing. But other than that, God bless you. Hope you have a blessed and prosperous week. And other than that, I'm out of here.
Your discretion is advised.